Hi guys, good morning. This is Miss Gabby. I am so happy to be here with you. Remember, we continue our learning. We need to continue our unit number 3. So, let's work with our learning guide number 2. So, for this unit 3, guys, for our learning number 2, our guide, I need that you please have in your hands your Submit 1. We are gonna work with our Submit 1. As you can see, I am showing you the pages. We have to work in the unit number 6, pages 62 to 70. So let's work. Our topics for this lesson: passive modals and adjectives to describe pets. Do you remember that we were talking about describing pets in the past guide? Yes, in our learning guide number 1. So we are going to continue learning about vocabulary. First of all, guys, we are going to begin with our grammar. We are gonna talk about passive modal voice, and you can look in the pages 64 and 65. Let's go. We use the passive voice to focus on the receiver of an action rather than the person or thing that the performers the actions. Remember, all the time it's important in the grammar that you are gonna be sure about the structure. For the passive modal voice, we are gonna use 4 passive modals, be, and a past participle. We are gonna use the verb in past participle. Remember page 64 and 65. Let me explain you a little more. I need that you notice the difference between active voice and passive voice. The active voice means that a sentence has a subject that acts upon its verb, but in the passive voice means that a subject is a recipient of a verb's action. Okay, let's see. As you can see, you have an example here with active verb and with passive verb. Let's check the difference. Would sell. In the passive verb, we are gonna use would be sold. Do you remember the structure? Yes, you see, we need to use the 4 passive modals, be, and of course the verb in past participle. Let's check the example. The tickets would be sold there if possible. You notice? Let's go with the other one. Might finished. Might be finished. The example: it might be finished by next week. Interesting, right? Notice the difference? And notice the structure. Must paid. Must be paid. Notice the verb. We are using the past participle. Let's check the example. Employees must be paid on the last day of the month. Remember that? It's so important, guys, that you check what is the structure that we have to use with our passive modals. In the same page, guys, in the same page, the 64, you can find more examples. Let's check. We have condition for cattle of factory farms. Could, we are going to use this form-based past. Condition for cattle on factory farms could be improved. The next one, alternative to using meals for research might be found. The hunting of birds should be prohibited, and traditions like bullfighting had to. Notice something interesting in these specific form passive modals. Remember, have to is obligatory. It's an expression that shows you that is obligatory. Have to is a model-like expression, not a true model. It has two present forms, have and has. Remember, we are talking about the pending what about if we are talking about the third person, okay? And remember, it used do or those in question and done and doesn't in negative statement. You see, yes or no question or an information questions. We have a lot of examples in page 64. Amazing, guys. So as you can see in the page 65, we have two exercises. I need that you check the exercise E and F. But before that, we are gonna check the spotlight, the grammar spotlight that we have in the page 64. So I am going to read each one, and I need that you follow the reading, guys, in order to practice the listening and the pronunciation. Are you ready? Let's go. Number 1, Davy Socket. I really feel sorry for animals that are mistreated. Does anyone else get as fed up as I do about their human treatment? In my opinion, animals should never be killed just for support or entertainment. Hunting, bullfighting, and any other sport that involves the killing of defenseless animals should be completely banned. And the idea that monkeys or dogs have to be used in medical research seems ridiculous to me. What do you all think? Is human treatment of animals ever justified? What do you think, guys? Okay, let's move with the number 2. Reiko Yamamoto. Maybe you are right about killing animals for sport, but don't you think the needs of people should something be considered? For example, it seems clear to me that small mammals like mice or rabbits have to be used for medical research to make sure new medications are safe. It just can't be avoided. Otherwise, new medical treatments may not be discovered. We can fall around when it comes to medicine. Interesting too. But what about the other opinion? Mary Colbert. I agree with Reiko. People first. But that doesn't mean animals should be treated inhumanly. I'm sure research methods could be improved. And recently, I was reading about factory farms that raise chickens or beef cattle. And I was shocked at how cruel and filthy the conditions were. I know animals have to be slaughtered for food, but I'm sure they could be raised more humanly. Interesting, right, guys? It's so important that we are available in order to understand what is happening for different topics. You see, exchanging opinions about treatment of animals. We need to discuss what is your opinion. And for this one, I need that you complete the exercise for the grammar spotlight. Remember, guys, you have the exercise in page 65. We need to work in the exercise E and F. Don't worry about all the exercise that I'm asking you, because you can find all the exercise and the instructions in our worksheet. Do you remember we have a format? So don't worry about it. You can find all the exercise that I am asking you. Great! It's time for our vocabulary. We need to practice. Do you remember that in our learning number 1, we were talking about our pets? Do you remember expressions like easy to take care of is playful, affectionate is friendly and lovely, aggressive, hard to control, possibly dangerous? Can you see the picture? Can you see the face for this little dog? So, go ahead with our vocabulary. For our vocabulary, guys, I need that you move back our page in the beginning of the unit, page 62, animals. In page 62, you can see our exercise for the beginning of this lesson. Complete the activity. Explain your choices with each category animals. Let's practice. Check the animal classification. Repeat after me. Invertebrates, vertebrates. Fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals. Again, invertebrates and vertebrates. Fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals. Check the picture that you have in your page 62. Let's complete our frame your ideas is the exercise A. As you can see, you can write one or more of the adjectives below. As you can see in this part of your page, you have the adjectives. You have a lot of adjectives that we already mentioned in the past unit. Attractive, cute, dangerous, disgusting, energetic, fascinating, frightening, funny, hardworking, independent, intelligent, lazy, noisy, quiet, relaxed, tasty, ugly, and useful. Okay? So, I need that you complete this exercise in your book. Page 66. As you can see, we have a lot of positive traits and negative traits. That's interesting, guys, because you have a lot of words to describe your animal, your pets. You can see the little girl. Puppies are great for kids because they're affectionate and playful. However, they are also high maintenance. As you can read, you can check each one for this one. Playful, affectionate, gentle or good nature, low maintenance, loyal or devoted, protective. And for negative, high, strong, excitable, costly, destructive, flighty, high maintenance, and aggressive. We have a lot of vocabulary, guys. Let's check. We continue discussing the pros and cons of the certain pens. You can check the page 67. We have another conversation spotlight. Please read it carefully in order that you have or available to complete the exercise C. Remember page 67, exercise A. I need that you read the conversation spotlight, and the exercise B, write your own opinion. All this activity, guys, remember in your textbook. Okay, guys, let's check the exercise that I need that you make in your textbook. Go ahead. Exercise and pages. Pages 62, exercise E. 63, D and E. 65, E and F. 67, A and C. 68, A, read and complete the exercise B. 69, F, just to read and complete the exercise A. And for the last one, in the page 70, you have a beautiful reading, guys. The only that I need is that you read The Will to Make a Difference, The Passenger Pigeon, and The American Bison or Buffalo. It's only in order that you can improve your vocabulary. As you can see, this is the link that you have to use in your worksheet to complete an exercise in that link. You are doing an amazing job, guys. Remember, you have my email. Be safe and